So,
I'm
how,
your.
so how you been, Mister the guy over there?
I'm doing great. Can you
It
hear me?
looks it looks less like the guy. You look like Venom from Spider-Man.
I kind of do. Yeah, I was kind of getting that.
That is a genius hoodie design, though.
It is. You should have got one. We could have all matched.
No, I wanted my 3 Days Grace hoodie,
Understandable. I
which I
got 3 Days Grace shirt.
am wearing.
Oh, you are wearing it?
Yeah,
Nice.
but yeah. So how you been?
Yeah. Well, I got a story to tell today. It was actually a very eventful day.
Oh boy, go for it.
Well, so as some of you know, I've been biking. Actually, I'm gonna.
She's already had enough of that.
It's just like it's kind of claustrophobic feeling after a while. Plus it hits your face while you're talking. So,
Yeah.
whew, all right. So as some of you know, I've been biking. I biked yesterday. I did 32 miles yesterday, which was pretty cool. I went from Southwick, Massachusetts, to Avon, Connecticut. So that's pretty good. 32 miles, to and back, which was pretty good. Um, but I went to go for one today because with my new job, I'm going to be working at two of their locations, and one of them is only like a 15-minute drive from us. So realistically, I could bike there. So I was doing a test bike drive, a test drive with my bike. I'm going. I made it. I had to go like the way that we go to Miss Dingle's groomer. So I was
Hmm.
going past the train station that I turned, and I'm going down the street, and my bike just started to feel kind of funky, and I was like, "Fuck, something happened." So I ended up pulling over by the dinosaur sculptures. uh, and then I look at my back tire, and I squeeze it, and it just like squishes. I ran over a nail, and it was completely flat. Like it wasn't even like I could try biking back at this point. Like I would have been damaging the bike. So I was like, fuck, like I couldn't get back. So guess what I had to do?
Walk.
I had to call an Uber. I called an Uber. I was only like I was halfway to the place. Like I had biked at least 10 miles. So I couldn't really walk back 10 miles. I don't think it would have been safe, especially with how I had to walk. Like you can bike, they're bikeable streets, but they are not walkable streets. Like I wouldn't recommend walking on them. So I called an Uber, and I had to call the Uber driver ahead because I got one of those XL ones because I was like, well, it needs to fit my bike in the trunk. So I called the Uber ahead and I'm like, hey. Weird scenario, but I was riding my bike and the tire popped and I can't get back. Can I fit a bike in your car? So I had to call them and ask. He was like, "Yeah, sure, that should be fine." It turned out it was a rental car. He's like, "I don't give a fuck if the back gets." It was a day, but I made it. I survived, but like my tires completely like it was flat to the point it was hard to like. I can't even have it on the kickstand because it won't support it.
See, this is why a lot of like cross country bikers they have like multiple tubes just in their
hmm
like in their backpack just in case that happens.
No, I'm gonna have to in the future do that. I just it hadn't happened, so I didn't know, but I'm gonna
You ever
go
seen
to.
the you ever seen the video about the it's like some social media guy, but he does like these extreme biking like things.
Mhm.
And he did like this famous bike ride. He went from Poo Poo Park to Pee Pee Creek.
I
there,
heard
there's
about this.
there are two locations in the states, but like he actually biked it, and it's like across the fucking country. But it's just the fun. It's like the funniest thing is the video is so wholesome when he finally gets to Pee Pee Creek. He's like, it's so stupid, but I did it.
That's something I would do. In all honesty, maybe I'll do that someday. I'll follow in his footsteps. But yeah, so that was my story of the day. So I didn't get to do my full bike ride. I have to finish my workout after we pod. Um, but oh well. shit happens, and you just gotta laugh through it because honestly, like, I could have been mad, I could have been upset, but honestly, like, what's that gonna help in that situation? It's not gonna make anything better. So I just had a good laugh, pulled over, and just waited for an Uber guy to pick me up, and I had a very pleasant conversation with him. So it was a great time. But yeah, it also kind of sucks because I gotta take my bike to the bike store now, to get help to fix it.
My tire popped. I need help.
My bicycle, please.
Yeah,
Life is tough. You just gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. But
I got
blah
my
blah.
car out of I got my car out of storage finally.
I
So
know the beast has awoken. The Stang
yeah.
has appeared.
And classic my luck, the freaking check engine light came on, and then after we made an appointment to get it looked at, it immediately goes off, and I'm like, of course.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's usually how things go.
yeah, it's probably because it had old fuel in it or something. I don't know.
Mm. I
It's
don't know.
fine. It's running fine. So
Oh, and you have an appointment this weekend, right? For
yes,
something for tires.
yeah,
Cause I have to drop Bill off, but he's gonna buy food. Just kidding.
yeah.
I'm
Um,
not. Well, that was louder than
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be. So
So
have you been? Oh,
I started reading. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I started reading the
you
solo
started reading
leveling
so
manhwa,
lovely.
through a
Nice.
totally legal means. Totally legal
Wink,
means.
wink.
Um,
Nudge, nudge. How far are you?
that's a good question. Where did I leave off?
Well,
Because
I
I
know
didn't.
you talked about the sister having a
I
bad time.
I got through that arc. Yes, I am. Let's consult.
Be the least spoilers as you can because for a lot of
I'm in.
people that will be spoilers.
I'm in chapter 137. He's currently, without any context, all I'll say is he's currently in Japan.
Oh, okay. Wait, did you see the double dungeon?
Yes, that's already
Okay. You
past
saw
that.
the return to the double dungeon.
Yeah, not what I was expecting.
Yeah,
Not what I was expecting at
I
all.
told you. I told you it's gonna put you. Okay, so he's in Japan. I know what you're talking about. Nice.
Stuff's
Oh, you're
happening.
almost caught up with what's currently out of the volumes.
Yeah.
I love how
Yep.
you couldn't resist either. Like you just had
Because
to
it's
keep going.
so fucking interesting and you need to know what happens.
Have you been watching anything other than like the usuals?
Not really. I'm still kind of Attack on Titan took a lot out of me. I need an anime break for a
No,
little bit.
I get that. I get that.
Mostly
You got
just
to still watch Attack on Titan Junior High to really finish it out, Bill. You just
yes.
got to. It's rite of passage.
I am watching my ongoings though, like Sakamoto Days ends this weekend, which
Oh, that means I can watch it this weekend. All right, so I can put that on my list next.
that'll be
Nice.
nice. There's two more episodes of My Happy Marriage. The most recent few episodes have been really fucking great on that
Nice.
one. Like it has a very slow middle, I will say. It
Mhm.
starts out really strong, the middle kind of drags, and
Mhm.
then the where it's at now is like holy shit, shit's getting really cool. Um so there's
All right,
that.
I'm excited. I can't wait to pick that back up.
Then
And
Dragon
that's
Ball Daima.
Netflix.
Yes.
Oh, is
Dragon Ball
Daima
Daima,
almost done?
no, it's only halfway through.
Damn it. I'm gonna have to
The
wait.
word the word dingus was used in an episode.
I love it. I love that
I,
word.
I won't spoil what the context is, but you'll probably laugh when you hear it.
I can't wait.
Um, and then Pocket Theory Diaries
All
is
the
also
Daima
going.
clips I have seen have been so funny. So I'm really excited for that.
Hmm, yeah, and then
So I have heard news about the Apothecary Diaries. I don't know what the scene is, but people keep referring to it as the frog scene getting
haven't got there
animated.
yet. Haven't
So
got
like
there yet. So
I don't know if it's the is this one where the dub is coming out with the sub or is it delayed?
no, it's delayed by like a couple episodes.
Okay, so I think the newest animated episode is this frog episode that
Oh boy.
I have not read, but everyone's calling the infamous frog scene. So I don't know what that means.
I
And
don't
I've been
either,
tempted
but
to
I know
start reading the Apothecary Diaries just to fucking know what it means.
I've heard I've seen it referenced a lot on the subreddit, so I know it's a pretty big moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will say one of the more recent episodes had a great line of dialogue from the Emperor where Mama was doing something and like they made she needed to technically be like she needed to technically to be able to go enter this place she had to be a consort of someone from the royal
Royal
family,
family. Yep.
and the emperor makes a joke saying, "I could take her as one of my consorts," and Jinshi gets very upset, gets very notably annoyed by this, and then he's like, "No, I'll do it." And then the emperor goes, "That's okay. She's kind of lacking a little bit in the front, if you know what I mean." And Mamo just has this look on her face, like,
Annoyed Mama. Oh, I can't wait to watch that. There are so many bangers out right now, and I just can't wait for them all to be done. I did though watch a classic. I watched Gurren Lagann. I finished that, and oh my god, that really takes you a lot of emotional levels I wasn't prepared for, but
that's the
all
same
really
person who did Kill to Kill, I believe.
yes. And I will say I'm glad I finally watched it because it was so worth the watch. And I noticed like I was reading a lot of people actually drop it after a certain point, but honestly, I feel like that's where the story really gets deeper after that point. And like there was just a lot of stuff I wasn't expecting. Like there was a time skip that I wasn't expecting when I originally started watching it. So but it was really great. And it really like took me through a lot of emotional like highs and lows. Like uh it, it's really good. So I recommend you watch it. I don't want to spoil anything for you because I really think you should watch it.
I
It's only
have the
20
DVD. I've
it's
just been meaning
27
to.
episodes. Very worth it. Really great characters. And you know, you'll face some heartbreak.
I might wait a
Uh,
bit just because I need a
no,
non-depressing anime to watch
I
for a
the
bit.
Attack on Titan Junior High, make that your palate cleanser, your
Ugh.
stupid palate cleanser. It's only like 50 minutes each episode. And then I watched Eden Zero, um, which I only watched season 1. I guess there's a season 2, but it didn't come I don't know if it was on Netflix, so I gotta find where it is. 'Cause the first season was a Netflix original, and then I guess, season 2 is not. Um, so I gotta figure out how I can watch that. So after
Ne-
that
Netflix original is a Netflix paid money for the studio to just
yeah,
publish it
well, it
over
was like
here.
a Netflix well, it said Netflix all over it and stuff. But I guess season 2 wasn't, so I don't know, I have to figure out where to watch it. Cause I couldn't find it, but I saw it on Mal that it had came out, so I need to figure out where I can
It
watch
might
it.
not be dubbed. It might not be dubbed yet.
I don't well, it said 2023. I'm pretty certain.
That
So
doesn't
it's
mean
been a
anything
couple
though. It
yeah.
might be delayed
But
a
it
bit.
wasn't even on Netflix, so I don't know, but I was gonna watch it. I mean, it's not it wasn't my favorite. The only thing I would say is I actually like the story and the premise, but the fan service was just kind of annoying at times. Like, they
Yeah,
just
some
kept
animes do that.
this was one of the ones where, like, it was like this was also it was made by the person who made Fairy Tail.
That'll do it.
So I like the art of Fairy Tale and I like the art of the show, but sometimes they just throw and I had started watching Fairy Tale like a few years ago and just dropped it and never picked it back up. Uh and I pushed through this one because there's only 25 episodes, but just sometimes they just were throwing it at you just like to be there. And I was like, was this really necessary? Like, no, like it just is kind of dumb. Like, cause the plot's pretty interesting, but like in the power system and the whole, it's kind of a space exploration, which you haven't seen. I feel like a lot of recently. But then it just went. I don't know. I'm gonna watch season 2 because I like the story enough, but it's just tone down the fan service a little bit. Um, but then I started watching World Trigger, and I watched 6 episodes and I was like, "Yeah, it said 3 seasons on Netflix," and I was like, "Okay, like, I could push through 3 seasons." And then I looked at the second and third season are both only 12 episodes. Guess how many episodes the first season is?
How many?
72.
Oh,
And after
cool.
6 episodes, I was just not invested enough to sit through 72 episodes. So I was just like, fuck this, I'm gonna drop it. So that's my first drop of the year. Maybe I'll go back and watch it, but at this point, I was like, just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't get into it enough to power through 72. I thought it was just gonna be a 12, a 12, and a 12, and I was like, all right, good. And then I saw 72, and I was like, never mind. And then last one, I watched one more. Well, after that, I dropped that. I started watching High Score Girl,
Oh,
which
I
is
know
a
that one.
Netflix. That one was a Netflix original. I had no expectations, but honestly, I'd actually recommend that you watch it.
It's been on my list for a while. I just haven't sat down to
I've been
watch it.
really enjoying it. It's set during the time of like where all of the classic consoles were out, but it's also really set around like arcade gaming.
Yeah,
And the two main pair, and I think you'd really enjoy it. And it also was like one of those shows where you can definitely tell that the creators were so passionate about gaming and gaming culture and history. And they really tried to capture, that love of gaming in it. So I definitely think you should watch it. And the love story is pretty cute.
I've seen
Also kind
clips
of
of it. It's
reminds me of Kaguya-sama. Not in like the whole
love is war, love is war,
not
love is
like
war.
well, I mean sometimes I don't know, it kind of gave me those vibes. Not fully, but the whole premise of like, Kaguya being kind of a rich sheltered family situation. It kind of
For a
had the
second, I
same.
thought you were gonna say rich bitch. And I was like,
Oh, yeah, she's a rich bitch. I mean, yeah, kind of. It kind of puts me around there, but I think you'd really like it. So I
it's been
haven't.
on
I
my it's been on my to watch list for a while. It's one of those ones where I just never get around to it because other things happen.
I think this would be a good palate cleanser for you. Watch it. Yeah. So that's all I've been watching. I've only dropped one this year so far, so I'll say that's successful. Now, Bill, I saw something in your hand earlier. What are you drinking, Bill?
The stress ball.
You were drinking a stress ball? That's a little gross. I feel like that wouldn't be healthy either.
Eh.
Roll the music. Don't sound reluctant.
What do you want to know?
Tell us what you're drinking and give us a fact.
It's the same shit I drink every week.
Well, they might have forgot, so say it what it is.
So sparkling ice, kiwi strawberry. It's been in my fridge for like 2 weeks now, so I probably should drink it. A fact is, it's pink.
Why is it pink? Is it
I
with
don't
natural
fucking know.
colorings? Just check if there's natural colorings. Natural food dyes. Or if it's chemical food dyes that make it pink.
That's too much effort. I can't read that tiny little
What
text.
do you mean?
So what are you
gonna
drinking,
ask
Alex?
me what I am drinking water from my tap that was filtered through my Brita filter in a water bottle. I don't have any nutritional facts, but I thought I'd just give you guys some facts about reusable water bottles.
You get
So
two.
you should clean your reusable water bottle because bacteria can grow in it, and it also minimizes waste. Some of the bacteria could be.
Who doesn't clean out the
Some
bottle?
people don't. Some people don't,
Ew.
Bill. Or you also got to be careful of like whatever your cap situation is of how you can when you go and buy a water bottle, you should really look into how you can take it apart because the mold can build up in these little integral bits, and especially if it's a black water bottle, like you can't see it, so you could be chugging on some mold and not even know it. So
But that's the flavor, Alex.
no, that's what makes you sick. So clean your water bottles. How often should you clean it? Well, if you drink out of your water bottle every day, you should probably wash it daily. if
Yeah.
you use a rebottable one. If you drink beverages other than water, you should wash those right away because those will sugary drinks and iced tea can leave a residue that promotes bacterial growth. And if you're in a hot environment, you should definitely clean it more because that can cause grossness to grow rapidly. And some signs of if there's mold, especially if you have a water bottle where you couldn't necessarily see, there's going to be an odor, a funny, funky smell. You might see a visible residue, and your water might change. Might change the taste. Would you like to know some tips for cleaning your water bottle? Well, you can use hot
Music's
soapy
done.
water.
Move on.
Scrub
Music's
the
done.
inside,
Move
outside
on.
the cap, the lid, straw, whatever. Let it air dry, and then soak the bottle. Take that off the fucking screen. Soak the bottle in a mixture of water and vinegar, or water and baking soda overnight to get rid of stubborn odors. Ew. Take that off the screen. Why didn't you hear my facts?
I said you get 2. You got 2.
I deserve all of the facts. I gave you a bunch of facts. I taught people about cleaning their water bottles. Also, can you hear that?
Great.
I put ice in my water.
So we do have a topic for this episode. We are going. You tried.
You
yes.
tried.
We're going kind of back to our roots on this episode. We haven't done one of these since. It was so far back I can't even remember which one it was. Oh, episode 37. 37. We're talking about me and Alex.
Is my hair sticking out?
A little,
wait.
yeah.
Oh wait. I wonder.
Jesus.
I just thought something.
For video watchers who see Alex doing whatever the hell she's doing right now. If you couldn't tell, we had just been to a concert this weekend. Lovely. that is a look. That is a look right there.
Thank you. Am I pretty?
Yeah. We went to a concert this weekend. This is the first concert we have been to since we saw AFI a couple years ago.
In Boston. That was a while ago. Cause that was I bought you that while we went to that while I was working at the construction company.
Wow.
So like that was a while because I remember I got you those tickets.
Oh yeah, I was still living in Massachusetts at the time.
Yeah. So I got you those a while ago.
Oh wait, no, then that's definitely not the last concert I went to. The last one I went to must have been My Chemical Romance then.
Yeah, I think for you it was My Chemical Romance. The last one. No, wait. Oh, did we see what band was it at Mohegan Sun?
That was Papa. I swear we saw AFI the second time much later then.
No, I got you those for your birthday. I don't know. So
I
it
swear,
was either AFI was either my last one or it was the Papa Roach one was my last one.
Either way, it's been a bit.
It has. Should I just do the podcast like this for the rest of it? Do you like what I added? The hair. Later,
I like
dude.
how I love how like you're like I don't want to go on with their makeup. I look like a grub, but then you just do this.
Well, this is funny, especially because I can't wait for like the thumbnail to be this rather than my fucking face.
Yeah. So we went to our first concert in a while. We went to go see Disturbed in 3 Days. That's a look right there. We went to go see Disturbed in 3 Days Grace along with Sevendust in Boston at the TD Garden.
Woo! I think this was my first concert at the Garden that I'd been to.
It was my third, I want to say.
I have to say, they ran that very well.
They did. The only problem is you have to go to fucking Boston.
Yeah. That is really the only downfall is driving in Boston after is not as fun, but
driving to Boston is not as fun either. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a particularly road ragey person, but my God, Boston is the one place that gets it out of me.
Oh yeah, Bill was like freaking out.
that city isn't fucking infuriating. Like everything about that city is just obnoxious.
Well, like I like to always say, like New York, it's like a grid. Everything like at least kind of makes
I
sense.
mean,
It's still
driving
confusing.
driving in any city sucks, but driving in Boston is like a special kind of suck.
Yeah, because like there's not even there's no rules. There's no rules or
Like
anything. There's some cobblestone roads still. Like they're just like are like, oh
everything's a
yeah, rather
fucking
than
one everything's a fucking one way.
yep,
But yeah, also like GPSs just don't know what to fucking do in Boston. Like they freak the fuck out.
yeah.
Like they literally I would be less mad if the second you got to Boston, your GPS just came up with a message that just said you're on your own.
Good luck, motherfucker.
Because
Well, the worst part, well, going to it was fine. Like the GPS was fine. The only thing that was bad is just that once you were in the garage, it just didn't know where you were. So it took you like 5 minutes outside the garage to figure out where it was.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting there wasn't super bad. So we had special tickets. We actually got to meet the band, so we had to get
Yes.
there. We had to get
So
there
wait,
somewhat
wait.
early.
This is where we say, thank you, Mother. That was very
Yes,
kind
thank
of
you,
you to
mother.
do that. Those are very expensive, and we're very grateful for that experience. Thank you so much. We love you. Now we can continue.
Yeah. Also, she very much wanted the experience as
Yes,
well.
yes, yes. She did too. She was so excited. Oh my god, I'm not kidding. Like, well, I'll talk about it after because we'll talk about kind of our Hobby Lobby adventure after. Um, but yeah, so we went and we had to be there for 3:30. So Bill had to leave work early. We drove down to our mom's work, picked her up, and then drove right to Boston. From she lives in closer to Boston, so we were able to just kind of pick her up and go. Um, because we're like not in Boston either, but we're much farther. So we went, picked her up, went, got there for 3:30, and then we basically lined up in this little corridor, which they had very bad. Not to be rude, but like there was like this guy who's like, you can't block the what is it, the door,
It
the
so
hand
it was a handicap accessible entrance, but they
door.
decided to put the
They
line
put the thing
queue.
right in front of it, and I'm like, "Why did you do that? Like, that doesn't make sense." Like,
Well,
of
the
course
best too
everyone's
is
gonna
like there was the people waiting for the disturbed meet and greet, which was right after, and those guys weren't gonna fucking move no matter what
No,
that guy
yeah.
said. Um,
But I also
but
was like, "I'm not like, they're in the fucking way right now. I am standing my ground. I'm getting in this line."
yeah,
So,
he eventually just gave up, and he's like, "Will you move if someone needs to go through?" And we're like, "Yes." He's like,
yeah, of course.
"Fine," and he just
Uh,
like, yeah, that was the one thing that was kind of a shit show. Was just unfortunately the entrance into the area was like right by a main because the garden also has its own subway station built into it.
yeah. So it's a lot that's going on. And also like there was those stores, there was the place we got dinner before the concert as well that are also probably just for people who are just living their lives, not there for the concert. But after we got through that, went up some stairs, got our wristbands, and then we got to go to
The
we
metal
got to pick up
detector.
yeah, the metal
The metal
detector,
detector. I had to
which
take my
Bill struggled.
belt off, everything because I have a metal belt because it's fun. It's very durable and I like it. But my god, anytime I go through a fucking metal detector, it's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
um, yeah, so that was fun. Um, but yeah, we went through the queue and then we go up and it's there like, okay, you get to go in, um, go in, shake their hand, say hi, take your photo, and then get out. Basically,
Yeah. Well, and they gave us before there, they gave us the lanyards that had the VIP badge, and then they also gave us posters that were already signed. So everyone
I
got a
love
signed
those
poster.
lanyards too because those lanyards were totally just to make us feel special because
No,
they
yeah,
legit did nothing.
they did nothing. They were just to make you feel special. But hey, we sure as hell felt special.
Because the best part is
Um
like once you get it up there to go meet the band, you have to leave immediately after. So they're not even like a pass. They're just kind of like you go off. It's like, yeah, you get a special lanyard. Have fun.
Yep.
Um, and
Yep.
we got the signed posters, which were not very nice.
Yeah. But we queued in a line to queue in a line to
To
then
queue in the
go in
line.
to queue in a line to then go meet them. We met them as a whole family because all of us were afraid to go by
Well, no, I also didn't want to. Personally speaking, I didn't want to hold the lineup for other people
Yeah. Well,
being different. Because, well,
I
here's the thing: Mom wanted a group photo no matter what,
yeah.
and I wasn't going to be the guy who was like, "All right, here's our group photo," and then I'm going to go again just to be a
I don't
dick.
even think they would have let us. I
No.
think it was like a one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was kind of the only option we were going to get.
Yeah.
Um, so we went in as a family, and the funniest part was like, you go into the room and they're just right there,
Yeah, they're just there. And
and you think about what you want to say,
you
but
guys go first, you jerks.
you didn't put up a fight. You basically were
I
like, I don't want to go first, and then you never even tried to go behind us.
I
You just
was
stood.
trying. But you guys were like, no, you can't. You gotta go first. And I was like, I
I
don't
didn't.
want to go first.
I didn't say a word. I just let you. I
Yeah,
just let
you
you live
did.
that.
Yeah, you did. Well, I had to go first. And I walked in and I was just like, fuck. What do I
You were
how do
like,
I be a human?
yeah, but we go in and then they were very nice. She shook all their
Yeah.
hands. They
Even
said
though I
hello.
was just like, hey, how's it going? Hey, how's it going? Hey,
Yeah,
how's it going?
you're so awkward. You immediately go full business meeting and you're like, "Oh, hi, how's it going? Hi." Um,
I was trying to do a good handshake though, like not give him a dead fish. Like I was really trying to give
yeah,
him like a good handshake every time. Like I don't know if I was gripping too hard, but I was just like, "Nyeh."
yeah. Oh man, but we got to meet them. Got to take a photo. Our mom got to
Yes.
stand right next to Adam Gautier, which was
She
really
got a
funny.
hug. She got a side hug. She got a Duggar hug from him.
Yeah.
Do you know what Duggar hug is?
Yes, I know.
Okay, good. I needed to make sure. Yeah, she got a
That
Duggar hug. I've decided that uh once we get
no,
the
we're
pictures,
not doing this joke.
no, I am doing it for her
Stop
birthday.
being
I'm doing it
Robin
for her birthday. It will be so fucking funny. Bill, you know it will
to
be
you,
hilarious.
to
Yeah,
you.
she'll laugh. She'll have a good laugh. She'll keep it. She'll love it. Anyways, so
I was
we
just
got
more
to do
shocked
that.
by I was more shocked by how tall they all were. I was like, holy crap, you
Yeah,
guys are
they were
tall.
all really tall. I had to awkwardly stand in the middle.
Except for Matt Walsh, he was a little on the shorter side. But
I had to awkwardly stand in the middle because you guys
well,
picked. I was just like, well, now I'm
well,
here.
you kind of just stood there not knowing what to do. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna get in here. Alex, you're in the
I
middle.
wish you stood in the middle. I don't know. I probably look so fat in that picture
I'll
too. I'm gonna look
buy it.
obese when I get
You
it.
were also the shortest, Alex, so it just made sense for you to be in the
I
middle
should
because I
have
would have
done
looked.
like a pose on the ground, like "What up" with the devil horns. For next time. That was my first time doing anything like that, so I was kind of just like, like didn't know how to be a human.
Yeah,
Um,
brain
yeah,
just overloaded, and you were like, "You guys are rich and have more money than
and
I will ever have."
famous and more talent than I'll ever have to. Um, yes. So, but we
They were
did
very
that.
nice. They were very nice,
They
though.
were super nice. And it seemed everyone who left, I don't think anyone had a bad experience.
My favorite
Which
part was like the guy, like all the people walking up, being like joking about how awkward they were, and I was like, "Yep."
yep, we're all
And then
gonna be there.
the whole time you're like, "Well, I won't be awkward," and then you're like, "Yes, I will."
Yes, I will.
Yes, I
I'll be
will.
more awkward. Um,
Uh,
but after it was really great. Um, and then after that, we went and we got dinner. And they have like this cool in the TD Garden right below. They have like this basically.
it's a
I like
mall
to call
food
it like a
court.
yeah, like a
It's
mall.
a bougie
It's a
mall
bougie,
food court.
expensive mall food court, but the food was actually good. We went to the stand and me and mom got chicken Caesar wraps because that's just our meal of choice, and Bill got a
A
chicky
chicken sandwich.
sandwich.
I got that mostly because I knew it was a concert and there was going to be a lot of moving. I didn't want my stomach to be like bleh the
Yeah,
entire time.
and I got whatever the drink they had was, but it was basically Sprite with a little bit of like cranberry mix, and it was great. So I just went with it, and it was good because I love me a Sprite. That's my soda of choice. Sorry,
we, me and
sucks
mom both
ass.
me and mom both got water because I couldn't get a drink because I was the designated driver.
Yes, I mean I didn't get a
Also,
drink either.
you could have
Mine was
though.
just Sprite.
See, even if I had gotten a drink, because it probably would have worn off by the time we left, but like I didn't want to fall asleep because I knew if I had one beer, that was it.
Yes, that was the main reason why I didn't get one either because all of us that was way past our normal bedtimes, or at least my normal bedtimes. I
Yeah.
usually
But
go to bed early.
we ate and then we immediately went to queue in to get in for the venue, and
Yes.
that went by pretty smooth. The metal detector again sucked, but It is
I
what it
didn't
is.
actually. I was fine. I just walked right through. I was like, woohoo!
Well,
Didn't have
I had
any
a
issues.
I was gonna go off no matter what, but
Yep,
we
because
get
the
in and
adult.
then we immediately went to go get merch, and the merch situation,
Yeah.
oh,
Actually, no, but that line and that queue, they were actually very organized. Like they
they were
had a system.
organized. They were organized. The problem is though, every person who got to the end where the tables were would just stand there on their phone, not paying attention. Then the person would be like, "Next," and then they'd be like, "Do do
Yeah.
do 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 do."
But it was
So
also a little squish because for some of them, like they would be like the people near us, and like there would be multiple people kind of waiting at a register. So like it could get confusing. So like whenever it was like the people in front, I'd be like, "Oh, this guy's open." Someone would be like, "Oh, thank you." Whenever
yeah,
I could. But I mean, it went by pretty quick. I mean, I got this wonderful sweatshirt, and then I got a T-shirt that just says "I hate everything about you" in just regular text for 3 days grace. And the reason I got it was because like, well, one, like likely if I wear it in public, someone will probably be offended by it. And I'll just be like, if they know, they know. And if they don't, they'll just be slightly offended. And that's just kind of great. And I feel like it goes with the vibe of the music we listen to.
I got a nice 3 Days Grace hoodie.
Yes.
And I got the tour shirt because I my one thing whenever I go to concerts, I just want the tour shirt for one of the bands.
Yeah.
So I got the Three
Understandable.
Days Grace tour shirt. Um,
Nice.
I had my Saint Asonia shirt on the entire time, which was fun.
Mm,
But
nice.
yeah, we got our stuff, and then we found out they had no bags, so that was a situation as well.
Yeah. I kinda get why they have no bags, though. It's probably so that people don't film with stuff and huck them at the performers on stage.
It's
Most of the reasons why, like, everything sucks now is because someone had to huck something at a performer. Stop hucking things.
yeah.
Well,
Also,
because that's why the cap rule is in place. Because I didn't realize they had it there, but luckily, so I got us drinks halfway through the concert because you and mom were dying of thirst. I was just like, let me go get you a drink. So I just went and got drinks for them. And luckily they were taking the caps off of everyone, but the guy who I bought them from forgot to. So I was like, I have the caps. I was like very
the
mad.
the irony is though, it's like they take the caps so you can't huck them at the performers, but then you still have the bottle.
Well, you can't huck them full of things. You know, at least imagine someone hucks a full water bottle
Oh
versus
yeah, gotcha.
a empty water bottle because also like it's not like they give glass bottles for beer or anything like they have it on the tap. So the worst thing someone can do is get splashed by something, but at least they're not getting head trauma from a full Coke
Yeah.
bottle. That's the main reason. Or huck other people in the I don't know why huck is in my head today, but throw them at other people because I just knew this because I think I've told people I had to work for Gillette during my times as a sorority girl, and it was the worst fucking experience of my life. Um Oh my god, you just meet the most miserable people, like, when they're so upset and they yell at you about a freaking bottle cap, and you're just like, "I'm doing what the friggin' company is telling me. Someone ruined it, so say fuck them, but leave me alone." Uh, I have trauma from this. I hated that, and that's mostly one of the reasons why I just basically dropped my sorority my senior year because I thought that was fucking evil. Anyways, um, but yeah. Anyways, but that's why you can't have bags either, I think, because you could fill them with a bunch of
I
empty
think
water
it's
bottles and
also
huck them at the
I
singers.
think it also has to do with Boston's has like an anti-plastic rule or something like that. So
Yeah, something like that probably too. They probably don't have paper bags and stuff, but yeah. So note to
unfortunately,
self.
it meant that we had our piles of
So
merch.
we were all like I had my shirt tied to my my purse and same with my sweatshirt. Uh
I stuck my shirt in my hoodie's like pocket, and then I had to loop the hoodie through my belt. So it was like I had like a little like side sash thing going on the entire
side.
show.
It was you weren't the only one. Like I think a lot of people had their gear strapped to them that they purchased because we were all in the same boat.
Yeah.
And then when we got to where we were standing, because we
This
didn't
is
have
the
seats, we were standing.
no, we were in the pit. We
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 were
had
in
like
the pit.
we were up right at the front of the stage, which is the first time I've ever experienced this, and it was very interesting.
Like, we were so close to them, like, you could make eye contact with them. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I made eye contact with the lead singer of Sevendust many times, and
Lejean, yeah.
every time I felt like the eye contact was too long, I would turn and look at mom because I was like, "I don't wanna have more eye contact
See, I just give him
anymore."
I just give him the metal horns, and then he'd kind of give the nod and then move on.
I think he saw my face go from like, "Yeah," to suddenly go, "He's looking at me," to then, like, turning away many times. 'Cause I feel like we just connected. I don't know, I've never been
I
that close to the stage before.
I will well, that's kind of the appeal of being up there
Yeah.
because we saw everything.
Yeah, we did. I didn't
Um,
realize how much singers just hawk loogies on stage.
well, I remember like I remember you had pointed that out after the show, and I'm like, Alex, here's the fun fact: they do this at every concert. You just don't see it because you're not that
No,
close.
yeah. Like, I've never been that close. I mean, I get it because, like, after you talk for a while, your mouth, gets a little spitty. Um, so I get it,
It's
but
not like
also
they're hawking
gross.
them into the it's not like they're hawking them into the crowd.
I
So
just
it's like
wanna know,
whatever.
though, whose job is it to clean the loogies off the stage?
They
Who's the
probably
loogie cleaner?
they
Do you think
probably
one
just
of the
wipe it
security
down.
guards have ever gotten, like, a loogie on the head before?
Who knows?
That's my thought. You know what's also funny too is I noticed the security guard who was right in front of us, he didn't seem like he was super into the show, but the one on the left side of the stage, well, our left, the stage's right, he was jamming out the whole time. So
The
he
one
was
in
having a
front of
great
us was just like stone faced the entire time, but he was bopping his head.
yeah. But like not really jamming though. Like that guy was jamming out. He was having a
Yeah.
great time. But
Also,
very close.
surprising. I was surprised how good the concert etiquette was for once.
Yeah. No, yeah, because even, like I mean, there's people filming, but I feel like people for the most part would, like,
I didn't have
film
to
something
watch the
really
entire
close.
show through somebody's phone like we did at AFI.
Yeah, like,
Because that
people
girl at
would
the AFI show was fucking obnoxious.
yeah, she was a little too much.
I was a little worried at one point where because there was a group of high school or college girls, I think.
Mhm.
And
You
they were
can't tell anymore.
yeah, I know. One of them though was very she was borderline train wreck, I will
Yeah,
say. And I was like, oh no, please tell me it's not gonna be one of those. But they calmed down very quick, so I was like, okay, they're not that bad. Um,
yeah. No, I don't think there was anyone that was, like, a little too wild or anything. There wasn't really any mosh pits, like, I think they had tried
there was one on the other side,
but they weren't
apparently.
intense. They weren't very intense. Cause I mean, like, if we were that close and I couldn't really tell that there was there, like,
Well,
it
we were on one side. There apparently was one going on the other side, but it was kind of like secluded to that pocket, so we wouldn't have been able to see it.
yeah, but, like, you couldn't really tell what was happening. Like, there
Our
was one on the left that they kept trying, but it was kinda just more chill.
it was the schoolgirls running in a circle at the Papa Roach show.
Yes.
That's still my favorite mosh pit ever. Just a bunch of
There
schoolgirls doing
was that one
spins.
guy though. I think he had been to every Disturbed concert that was ever in New England. And he had like some of the bands like do like basketball jerseys. So he had them all layered. Like I saw him at one point like show someone all the layers. And I was like, that's cool.
Oh yeah, he
That's
was rocking out.
dedication.
That one guy in front of us was rocking out the entire time.
Oh, yeah. He had it was really sweet, like, he had a sign, he had made a sign for Disturbed, and it basically said, like, "Your music saved me, and helped me move on," which was, like, super sweet. Because for a lot of people, I feel like rock and roll and it's actually, the lead singer of Disturbed kind of also said it at the end. For a lot of people, like, rock and roll is, like, it saves people, like, it speaks to you. It's not like the I'm sorry, but some of the pop stuff, like, it doesn't really have meaning. Like, a lot of these lyrics and stuff, they got meaning, there's soul to it. Like, they're
Mhm.
telling a story and they're trying to connect with you versus, I drive a Lamborghini and I got some money and
My truck left me. My dog
my
broke down.
dog.
My wife ran. No, no, my dog left me. My truck ran away. My wife broke down.
No, yeah.
Country
So
song.
it was like really nice to see. Like there was a lot of people who were really like there and were so excited to be there.
So Sevendust was the first show of
Lots
the
of eye
night.
contact.
So I didn't realize Sevendust was the opener. So that
Mhm.
was a cool kind of a cool treat because Sevendust is a cool band.
Yeah,
But
they were really good.
they were very tight. I
He
will
the lead singer knows how to perform.
Lejean, yeah, Lejean
Yeah,
is fucking
Luzon
great.
knows how
Like
to
I
perform.
when he said he was 52 years old, I was like, no, like no.
Yeah, that was like the show. I was like, "What?" He was not moving like it was 52. He was rocking out.
I will say though, like Sevendust was the one band where they kind of stuck to their main stage. Like Lejean was the only one that really went on the catwalk the entire time. He did bring the bass player up at one point though, which was fun.
Yes. I got a couple pictures of that, which was fun. I think too though, it was kind of like they were like the openers are usually have more of a limited stage. They don't have all the props or anything. So there's not as much they can do. And they might not have had like the capacity to go and move forward like the other bands did.
Well, they were also the
Um
only two guitar band, kind of.
yeah.
Like because they were a five. Seven Dust is a 5-piece singer, two guitar players, a bass player, and drummer.
Yep.
The drummer, he was Morgan Rose. He was fucking hucking drumsticks out into the crowd the entire show.
Yeah.
Like he had just a shit ton of them, and like he'd be like drumming, and then he'd just like chuck one out on the stage and grab another one. There was at one point
Well,
where he threw one up to catch it, he missed. And he was like, "Yeah," grabbed another and just kept playing.
the best part is at one point during the show, mom turns to me and goes, "The drummer's kind of scary because he had like a clown mask on."
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
his stage get up.
"Yeah, I agree, but it's rock and roll, whatever."
Little did
Um,
mom know what she was going to see later in the show.
yeah, I didn't even think about that until now. Yeah, but they were great. I had never listened to Seven Dust before, and I definitely started to after that. They're
Yeah,
really good.
when they played what song's the big one that like the second I heard it, I was like hell yeah. Because Seven Dust has a ton of albums, but like they
Hmm.
don't have as many instantly recognizable songs as some bands. But like when you hear them play, you're like these guys rock. The song that Enemy's the one that that always
Hmm.
comes to mind. When
I
I
think
heard them
I
play
had heard that one before.
that was their big like breakthrough hit, I believe.
Hmm.
Commercial hit anyways. But when they started playing that, I was like, hell yeah. But yeah,
Nice.
Seven Dust was fun, and then they broke down their set to start getting ready for
3 Days
3
Grace.
Days Grace, and 3 Days Grace was the main show we were there for because
Well,
our
and
mom.
that one was interesting too because we didn't know how they were gonna go about it
Yeah,
with
because
2 lead singers. We weren't
yeah,
really sure how that was gonna work,
because
but
this is
it
the
turned
first.
out really great.
Because this is the first tour since Adam Gautier returned to the band after he left. Because he left in 2013, and then
Mhm.
they had Matt Wall on singing for over 10 years, which is crazy that it's been
Yeah.
that long. But this was the first tour since Adam came back, so they were doing this interesting two singer idea, and I wasn't sure how they were going to do it,
Yeah.
and it was kind of cool. Like they'd kind of trade off who would sing what songs, and
Yep.
it was usually the other singer would sing backing or do like harmony vocals, or they would play rhythm guitar or keyboards at one
Yeah.
point, which was
No,
kind of cool.
they definitely had a really great balance to it, and it definitely didn't feel like none of the harmonies felt forced or anything. Like, they definitely picked songs that were better for each of them to do solo, and then did ones where the harmonies actually worked really well together and helped amplify the songs as well. It was really great 'cause that was my concern too, was just not knowing how that would balance together, but I thought it was really well. I
Well,
liked
because
Adam Gautier's little metal fist he just carried
that
around.
he's had that for you because he has his mic stand for pretty much ever is this like metal skeleton fist that he
Yep.
can like pose, and he's had that for like he had it throughout the Saint Asonia days. He's had it forever. Um, but what's cool about the way they did it was because I had originally seen the set. We had seen the set list beforehand, and it was a lot of Adam songs, and I was kind of like, okay, I'm curious how they're going to do this. They really good 50-50 split. They had a couple songs where they let Matt take the lead, like the mountain. Like the mountain was such a fun song.
Yeah.
Um, And then, like, of course, Adam had like his big time songs like Chalk Outline, which apparently they haven't played in a long time because since he left.
Wow.
Chalk Outline is just such a fun song.
Mm.
Never Too Late. The thing about the 3 Days Grace portion was we sang every song
Yes.
with them because
Yeah.
I know every one of those songs. Like it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm screaming. And like by the end, like when they ended with Riot, like my voice was shot. I was like, oh man.
No, it was they picked like the set was great. Like they picked some of the really best songs and then they picked some really good like newer and older songs. Like you knew
They
every
played
single one.
they played their new song that just came out, Mayday, which was really cool. Because
Yeah.
Mayday was the first song written with the harmonies in mind, so like it was very natural sounding.
Yeah.
Not enemy. Mayday's got that crunchy bass line that I fucking love. So
Crunchy. Um what there were some great moments I took pictures of. Like my favorite one was I got like
Matt Walsh giving the double
the
bird
the
with Adam,
double bird.
Adam
Uh
Goatee goofing around in the background.
like I have one like Adam Goatee is just like he's doing like this gremlin pose. It's just perfect. Like I just timed it great. Which was a really funny.
Also,
Um
their crowd interactions were great because they were very interactive with the crowd. Like one of my favorites is like they do like this like really cheesy like tie into each song. Like for Home, Adam Gautier mentioned how were going around Boston. He was thinking about
mhm.
moving there because it felt like home. And then they started playing Home, and
Yeah.
I was like, that was so cheesy, but I love it.
They did have some cute little in betweeners, which was nice. And they felt like if you really tried to talk to the crowd quite a bit, which was also
When
fun.
they played Never Too Late and they had us all turn our cell phone lights on, that was fucking so cool.
That was really fun.
Which
It was
I kind of laugh because I'm like, oh, they're stealing Disturbed's thunder right now.
well, we knew what was coming, even though no one can follow the directions,
No,
but
no
we'll
one knows
talk
how to
about
follow
that later.
directions.
um, what
And
else was this?
I love the fucking 3 Days Grace set though. Like that
They sounded just like the albums. Like, and not a lot of artists can do that. And I would say that well, I can't speak as much for Sevendust, but I can feel like all of
he
them
pretty
that
much
day.
sounds he sounds pretty much the same as he always has.
Yeah,
Like
they all sound
Adam's
like the
voice is
albums.
definitely Adam's voice is definitely a little older sounding now, but he still can do the songs, no problem. And he doesn't have to do the screams anymore because Matt Walsh can do the screams now.
Yeah. Yes.
Like the end of Riot. When we got to the end of Riot, I was like, "Who's gonna do the scream?" Like, and then I said Matt do it. I was like, "Oh, okay." It's Adam doesn't have to scream anymore.
Yeah. Maybe that's partially why he came back, you know? Like maybe it was taking a toll on him. I don't know.
Eh, we'll never know why he
Did that
left Three
sound
Days
like a
Grace.
burp? Did
No,
that sound like okay,
that
good.
was
Because
very
it was
clearly a hiccup,
no, but it felt like a burp after.
but it sounded like a hiccup.
It was a hiccup. Well, as long as it didn't sound like a burp, maybe you should cut it out just for safety.
No,
Please.
it didn't sound like one.
All right, but if you play it back and it sounds like one, you better cut it the fuck out.
Ooh, wow.
Wow. Bill, do your best impression right now.
I can
As
only
we
do it
lead
like
as we lead into the next band, Disturbed, The Sickness, the whole fucking album, which
oh
was
yeah, like
incredible.
because they're doing the 25th anniversary tour for the Sickness, and like they went legit with this. Like they recreated their set like stage like setup. Like they were in their outfits from that
Yes.
era. David Draymond came out in like on a fucking like backboard, like one of those
Yep.
cart things, which was fucking hilarious. But yeah, they played the Sickness from because usually at a Disturbed show, like they'll end the show with like Down with the Sickness and Stupefy, but those
Yeah.
are very early in the Sickness album.
Yeah.
I forgot how front loaded that album is. Like they like
No, yeah.
five of their most well known songs are like the first five songs on the album, and I was just like, I'm like, damn.
But it was
But
cool to experience the whole album being played for you.
well,
Um,
it was interesting because like the stage presence by that point, like the previous bands, they were very interactive, but then because Disturbed was doing their album like playthrough, they were very more kind of like
they were
the
trying to
music.
get through the album so that then they could talk after.
That being
Um,
said, though, they were very all over the stage. Like
oh yeah.
Dan and John were like constantly up on the front of the stage. Like David Draymond was all over. David Draymond can fucking sing live.
Hell yeah. He
Like
is an incredible artist.
it is amazing how much power that guy has.
Also,
Like in
just how he can still do all those screams. Like,
yeah,
and they sound like when the classic moment is when you hear him do the ooh wah sound, and like it sounds incredible. Or just like my favorite part was like rather than talking between some of the songs, like through the sickness, he would just maniacally laugh.
yeah, it's
And he
maniacal
was just
laughter.
like,
He's
yeah,
got a
what's
really
the name?
good maniacal laugh.
He does.
I
Um,
forgot there was a Tears for Fears cover on that record.
yeah, I forgot that too.
Like I forgot there was a cover on that record. Um, that being said, the sickness was really cool going through it. I forgot
Mhm.
how long that album is. Too. It's like 40
Yeah,
something minutes.
yeah,
It's really funny though because they split their set into two parts because they were the headliner.
yes.
Um, the first part they ended it with the most dramatic thing ever, where David Draymond gets in a fucking electric chair
Yeah. Well, they
and
kind of
gets.
had to do a brief like pause to set up for a minute. Like they kind of paused it
I
real
just
quick
remember
and then
being up front and I just saw the fucking chair
yeah, the
lift up from
chair
the
just appear.
stage.
Like we were both like, "What the fuck is that?" And then I looked over at mom, and mom was like, what's happening?" And then we just see him. I filmed the whole thing, so I have it to rewatch. But they wheel him out in like it was like a wheel, like one of those wheelchair things, and then he gets put into the electric chair, and like they I mean, he wasn't actually electric shocked, but like he goes through the
He is
whole
a he is a method actor though. My
I
God,
don't know how he was comfortable. Like,
probably
because
wasn't, but it doesn't
at one
matter.
well, because he got electrocuted, and then the first time nothing happened, the second time it's supposed to be like he died, and like blood is just seeping down his
Yeah, because
face
they had
and
blood
like all
packets in the
over
helmet.
his costume, and I was just like, "Oh my god, that must feel so itchy and like
Did you
gross."
did you notice that the whole band when they came out were in the prison jumpsuits as well?
Yeah!
But the best part was the prison jumpsuits matched their outfits they had on previously. Like John
See?
Moyer had a freaking like a tank top like the same way, and then Dan had like this like overcoat thing like he had during the show, and it was
You
great.
could tell they put a lot of heart into their outfits and stuff, and just the show in general.
Oh yeah,
We didn't even talk about, like, the stage, like, itself because they had the full-on stage with the
with the
pyrotechnics.
pyro.
Nothing got burnt at our show.
Oh yeah, because they didn't set the stage up underneath their fucking championship pennants like a certain other fucking venue.
Not their fault, that's the venue's fault.
Yeah,
But, like, the stage was really cool. He basically had, like, these almost, like it was led into, like, a triangle-esque shape, but it had all these different light panels, there's pyrotechnics going on,
you could
and
feel the fucking room when
you
those
could
things went
feel
off.
the heat. I mean, that's how close we were too, but, like, oh my god, it was getting toasty up there. I didn't know. You could tell they were
My
sweating.
favorite was like mom. I loved mom's face during like the sickness
During
part
the
too because
electric chair.
well you could tell mom was very tired by that point because she had put
Yeah.
all her energy into the Three
Well,
Days Grace
and I
part.
she did not pick good shoes either.
Well, yeah.
She was wearing heels, which we told her next time, "Don't do that."
Also, that
Um,
floor was not forgiving because my legs were.
no. No, my feet killed the next day, and so did my
Oh my
legs, but
my
it was
arm
so
was
worth it.
killing me from doing so many like metal like fist pumps and metal screams because I was getting into it. Like I fucking loved fucking metal shows.
Yeah.
My favorite was you could look around the crowd and see all the people that don't know how to do the metal horn because I'd look
Silent
around.
Coyote.
Yeah, I'd look around. You'd see a few people doing Silent Coyote, and then a few people doing like Hang Loose, and I was like, no, 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 no,
I can't do who you
no. The
uh,
metal horns are very. It's like the
yeah.
but
It's like the, what are the characters? Like the remember the finger characters? They would always, like, have their mouths like this whenever they were like, "Ah, Oomy!" Isn't it Ooby?
oh god, I haven't thought of that in years.
I don't know why, but the just metal Ooby. Oomy! Anyways, that's where my
But
thoughts go to. Um,
yeah, it was
but then
really.
they took a break after the electric chair. It was like a 30-minute intermission. That's why I went on my water run. Um, got to keep the caps, and then they came out to do like
a hits set. Basically, they played a bunch of their
Yeah.
biggest hits from the other albums. No Asylum songs. I was kind of disappointed because I love that album, but
But the coolest part was when suddenly this giant figure appears on the back of the stage, and it's the guy, uh, who's on my sweatshirt. And he just appears, and like to see that happening up close was just like, what the fuck? Because you
yeah,
like
because it
blinked
just
and
grew.
suddenly it was
It just
there.
there.
I like
Um,
looked into it. Apparently, it was like a one of those
Big
blow up
inflatable.
thingies. Yeah, but he
What was
just appeared
crazy
there in the color changing.
what was crazy to me was yeah, because David Draymond went through like 4 outfits during this show.
Yeah,
But what was crazy to me was just the so the Sickness is a classic album, but it's also their simplest album.
mhm.
Because the second they started playing like late like 10,000 Fists or Indestructible or even like the vengeful one, like later immortalized songs,
Yeah,
the difference in like style between the first album and even like Believe is
yeah,
so freaking like noticeable because like the later part like was so technical and like
yeah.
that's where like a lot of the melodies and harmonies came from because you could tell Mom was a lot more into the second half than the first half.
Yes.
But yeah, they did a whole bunch of classics. They played their new song, "I Will Not
Yeah.
Break," which was cool. Which is a cool song. I've been listening to that recently. I'm looking for because they're doing a new album, I guess.
And then I feel like the greatest moment happened where they prep the stage for
The Sound of Silence.
silence, which is
I
like
was
it's just so because everyone knew it was happening. Like
well,
you
yeah,
had
because
people
a
whisper like,
fucking
"Oh my god, the sound of silence."
a fucking piano popped up. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but they like basically curtained the stage. They had some of the people actually behind this like in front of the curtain that were going to be playing some of the supporting instruments. Um, and it just like it was just so exciting to see that room was silent during that. Like it was really quiet. Like for a concert, like you don't hear it get that quiet, but like everyone was just so intent on listening. And I don't know, like it was just kind of a nice like change that they continue having putting that song there because I mean it
Well,
is one of the things he's at
it's
most
arguably their most iconic song now.
it's also one of the most viewed videos on YouTube.
I hate that remix that's been going around though. I'm not gonna lie.
I haven't heard it, and my plan is to not hear it, uh, hopefully. But, like, it was just so great, like, the
I was
piano
not
appeared.
expecting the flaming piano. That was not a thing I was expecting in
Y
the slightest.
no, but it fit it very well, and it was really nice that all of the members of the band participated in it.
I felt
It
bad for John Moyer because they're all up front and he's chilling in the back with all the support guys. And I'm just
but
like,
I
oh,
also feel like, though, that was kind of nice because, like, it wasn't just, like, they were by themselves, like, they were part of it with the band, so I give and take it, but it was I mean, like, the drummer didn't appear until, like, very end.
well, yeah, because the
Um,
timpanis don't appear until like the latter half of that song.
yes, but it was amazing, incredible. He's
His
so talented.
voice is just. But then we got
The
one of my
light.
favorite later Disturbed songs. Like he did this whole thing. He brought a girl on stage. I guess like they'd met previously. He
Well,
who
and she actually had a really great message and stuff, like, it was again kinda talking about
hmm,
how, like, music can really save people. She had someone who, like, lost themselves to a drug overdose, and, I mean, that's so common nowadays. Like, it's really sad, but, like, it's a very it I think a lot of people know someone who it's happened to, or are affected by, like, abusing
hmm.
substances. I think everyone knows someone who's been affected by it. And, like, your heart was breaking for the girl, like, I felt so bad for her, but for her to come on stage and, like, get to talk about it and say, like, and promote people to get help was really great. Um, but he brought her on stage, and then that's when we did the light,
The
and that's
light is
when when
the
no
light
one
is one
follows
of yeah.
directions.
The light is one of my favorite Disturbed songs of their recent
Same.
stuff because it's just such a really powerful song. But during concerts, they have one of the coolest gimmicks where during the line "Show me this light," he has everyone in the stage either pull out lighters or their phone flashlights. But no
Yes.
one knows how to follow fucking directions because like
No.
they fucking like the lights came out way too early multiple times. I was like, God damn it, guys! You
I
had
think when he
one
first
job.
explained the rules too, he's like, "Just when I say the light," 'cause people had already started, he's like,
Yeah,
"Just when I say the light." Which
it
was
was
pretty
still
funny.
cool though.
No, it's
Um,
still for the people who followed the directions, it was good. It was really
I
good.
will say the only downside is because we were in the pit, we were
You
so
didn't
close to
really
the
get to
stage, we
yeah.
didn't really get the effect because there was
Well,
so much light around
it's
us.
more that you just saw the effect of, like, you could see a lot more around us, which showed how much light was actually filling the space during those times. But yeah, I would say like that would be the only downside. So you get to miss those moments. But I still loved being right there, which I would never take that away.
And then they ended the show by playing Into the Fire, which was such a nice like end because they fucking went all out with the fucking pyro for Into the
Yeah.
Fire appropriately.
Um and then my favorite part too is when they were going together to do their bow. There
Oh yeah, the
three
drummer
of them
started throwing throwing drumsticks, and
and they're
David
just like,
Draven's like,
"Come on!" or he was like shaking his head.
yeah.
It was just really silly. And at the end is where we got to see like David Draymond like talk a little bit more because that's like when he brought up on the stage, and he really like emphasized that like music brings people together, and especially like rock, metal, this type of music, it just connects with people I think differently than a lot of the mainstream stuff out there. Like you can just really relate to a lot of the stuff they're talking about in these songs. Versus my truck broke down. My wife left me.
No, 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 no.
My
My
dog
my dog left me. My truck ran away. My wife
Ray
broke
broke
down.
down. Yes.
Totally a
Um,
country song.
yes. So it was a really great show. And then after that, we actually did take us that long to get out of the garage.
No, it
We
was
were
well.
only in there for like
Other than that
15.
fucking Mini Cooper that like, ugh,
Oh, that
why
imbecile. Sorry.
why did I let that guy out? I
Well,
should
now you
not have
know
cut
for
him a
next
break.
time. Don't give anyone a break when you're leaving a garage at a concert. But we got out, but then Boston, the GPS was just like, I don't fucking know.
Also,
Uh,
the Boston police were trying to direct people, and then they just
they
gave
were
up.
just making it worse. They
They
were
just
totally
gave.
making it
They
worse.
blocked off one street and then realized, fuck, no wait, we can't block this street off. They need to go this way.
Yeah. But we eventually it took a little bit, but we eventually kind of went roundabout way to get out of the city, but it still worked and we got home at the same time. But then the next day we went to Hobby Lobby and we got picture frames
And I
to put
dropped
all
mine
of
down a
our
flight of
posters in.
stairs.
Yeah, Bill dropped his. Mine is safe. Mom's is safe as well.
I already
But
got the glass replaced
at
and it's already
Hobby
hung.
Lobby, I discovered they have picture frames that are like 12 by like human size. So mom, for your birthday, get ready. I'm gonna
Oh,
take the
jeez.
photo we see once we get the photo of us. It's gonna be you and Adam Gutierrez.
She's never gonna give you that photo now.
She will. She'll forget about this. Don't you worry, Bill.
Yeah.
Or
But
maybe this will come out after we get the photo and it'll be too late. that was my Dave. That no wait. Do your best maniacal laugh.
I can't.
Just try it.
I've tried and I can't.
Try a just do a maniacal laugh. Doesn't have to be an impression, just do a maniacal laugh.
No.
Come on, just do one.
No.
Just go hee hee.
But anyways, yeah, that was an awesome show. Looking forward to going at some point.
Yeah, what's the next one you're going to? Do you have one
Nope.
picked out?
As of now, I've got other. I need to get my vacation time reset first. So
I know where I'm going next. My
wake up,
next concert. Wake up!
wake up.
They're gonna be in New Jersey, so I'm going. I'm so excited.
I know. But yeah. So, anyways, guys, that was a fun
Oh
hour
wait,
talking about a concert. Oh yeah.
wait, wait.
No, you do
Eh.
that while I call us out.
Oh,
Once again, guys, thank you for joining us on the Gaming and Collecting Podcast. You can find the Gaming and Collecting Podcast on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify.
can't
And be
sing.
sure to check us out on the Superpod Network. That is superpodnetwork.com. Awesome site. We can find a whole bunch of different shows, videos, blogs. We're currently doing a set of blogs talking about our favorite PlayStation 1 games. I just recently had a blog talking about Tiny Tank come out. So be sure to check that stuff out. And once again, guys, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later.
I was doing the YMCA, could you tell? Macarena. Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Woo!